top on, bro. I don't got shit to say. Like, they keep saying shit about you, though, on bees.
I'm at the bank.
Why would you say that, bro?
Well, they need to get off your top.
The internet thought it had seen Chrisean Rock survive everything: breakups, baby drama, brawls, meltdowns, you name it. But today she walked straight into a plot twist so wild it makes the Kardashians look like they run a Bible study group. A brand new leak claims her 19-year-old husband didn't just betray her. He set her up in a bank fraud scheme so sloppy, so reckless, so cartoonishly stupid that even scammers on TikTok instructional videos would call him an amateur. And now, the cops are allegedly circling Chrisean like he's the main character in a crime documentary nobody asked for. 1 minute, she was flashing smiles on live, and the next, the internet was whispering that her own man may have used her name, her accounts, and her trust to cash in on fast money she never saw a dime of. It's the kind of betrayal that feels so petty, so disrespectful, so wildly unnecessary that the entire timeline lost its mind. Screenshots leaked, audio dropped. People started connecting dots like they were solving a national mystery. This isn't just a scandal, it's an ambush, a setup, a digital trapdoor opening under Chrisean's feet. And the deeper the leak goes, the uglier the truth gets. From the moment the first rumor hit the timeline, people knew something sinister was brewing. Not the usual celebrity meltdown, not the everyday Chrisean versus Blueface versus everybody drama. This felt darker, messier, and way too calculated. Word spread that Chrisean's 19-year-old husband, the same kid she defended, fed, protected, and practically adopted in front of millions, had allegedly used her identity in a bank fraud scheme. And not a smart scheme either, the kind of sloppy, amateur art scam you'd expect from a teenager who learned financial crime from YouTube tutorials filmed in someone's grandmother's basement. The rumor started with a whisper, a strange deposit here, a questionable withdrawal there, a screenshot with her name in places she never authorized. At first, people thought it was fake. After all, the internet makes up 80% of its drama before breakfast. But then more receipts surfaced, messages, emails, voice notes, conversations that didn't sound like a misunderstanding. They sounded like a setup. The type of setup where someone smiles in your face while forging your signature behind your back. As fans scrambled to understand the timeline, one thing became clear: Chrisean didn't know what was coming. She was blindsided, confused, and venting like someone who just realized their closest ally had turned into a walking red flag disguised as a husband. And the internet wasted no time dragging him. They called him everything from a discount scammer to a Dollar Tree mastermind. Memes popped up showing him Googling how to fraud without going to jail like he was doing. Last-minute homework. The leak that truly detonated the situation came from a close source who claimed the young husband had allegedly used her information because her name hits harder at the bank. That line alone sent shockwaves through social media. People couldn't believe the audacity. Using her clout for fraud. That's villain-level boldness. The internet started comparing him to the worst fictional traitors: Scar from Lion King, Loki in Avengers, even the cat that knocks things off the counter for fun. Except this wasn't fun. This was real. And this betrayal carried consequences. As commentary pages jumped on the story, users dissected every detail like digital detectives with too much free time. They zoomed into screenshots, circled numbers, highlighted transactions, and tweeted theories faster than Chrisean could clap back. Some insisted he had been planning this all along. Others claimed he panicked when money got tight. And a few insisted the whole thing was a misunderstanding blown up by drama-hungry blogs. But the growing evidence made that last theory weaker by the hour. People who once rooted for their chaotic relationship now questioned everything. They replayed old videos, searching for signs they missed. They pointed out his shady behavior, his inconsistent energy, his too friendly relationship with get-rich-quick schemes. The internet has a talent for hindsight, and suddenly everyone was a psychologist, a bank officer, and a fraud investigator rolled into one. They dissected the way he talked, walked, blinked, everything became a clue. Even worse, small pages started claiming that the bank had flagged suspicious activity tied to accounts connected to Chrisean. That's when the panic really hit. Fans imagined the worst, feds at her door, legal trouble boiling, career damage looming. People speculated about everything, throwing around words like federal charges, identity misuse, and financial exploitation, and with every new leak, the situation looked more like a trap laid by someone who saw Chrisean as a walking ATM instead of a partner. The timeline turned ruthless. Supporters flooded her comments telling her to leave him. Critics mocked the entire situation like it was prime entertainment. And neutral viewers just sat back, scrolling with popcorn like they were watching a courtroom thriller unfold in real time. The emotions were heavy, but the internet never misses a chance to turn a tragedy into content. People started stitching videos, making breakdowns, adding dramatic music, even using slow-motion edits for comedic effect. Meanwhile, Chrisean stayed online, clearly heartbroken and overwhelmed. She posted things that hinted she felt betrayed, set up, and used. Her tone was raw, emotional, unfiltered. She sounded like someone who discovered a crack in the relationship and realized it wasn't a crack at all, it was a canyon. She talked about loyalty. She talked about trust. She talked about people playing in her face. Every line sounded like someone unraveling the truth in real time. The craziest part was how quickly the story escalated. Within 24 hours, the scandal jumped from gossip to cops allegedly looking into it. Reaction pages started reporting that her name had been flagged for potential questioning. Nobody knew what was true, but the rumor alone spread like wildfire. Suddenly, her fans weren't laughing, they were worried. They started begging her to cut him off before she got dragged deeper into something she didn't create. Her husband's response, or lack of response, only made things worse. He didn't deny anything. He didn't clarify anything. He didn't even act surprised. He posted vague, cryptic things that made him look guiltier than a kid with chocolate on his face, claiming he didn't touch the cake. His silence felt calculated, as if he'd rehearsed this moment, prepared for it, and was waiting to see if the internet would buy his innocence. Spoiler, they didn't. Influencers weighed in with opinions nobody asked for, but everyone listened to. Some said he was using her fame for money. Others compared him to past partners who tried to exploit her. A few even suggested he only married her for leverage. Whether true or not, the accusations piled up like dirty laundry. And each one pushed the story further into the realm of betrayal with capital letters. Blueface, of course, couldn't resist inserting himself. He dropped comments implying he saw this coming, making everything 10 times messier. His smug energy fed the timeline like it was steroids. People screenshot every word he typed, analyzed it, reposted it, and used it to push new narratives. Even though he had nothing to do with the actual situation, his voice alone poured gasoline into a fire that was already burning out of control. By the time night hit, the internet wasn't wondering if the fraud happened, they were wondering how deep it went. Questions popped up everywhere. Did he convince her to sign something? Did he access her accounts without permission? Did he use her name to open something shady? Nobody knew, but everyone had theories. And the more the theories spiraled, the more the scandal transformed into a full-blown digital crime thriller with Chrisean unwillingly cast as the victim. But the biggest twist came late, when a new leak dropped claiming the young husband may have already involved other people in the scheme. That revelation turned the whole storyline upside down. This no longer looked like an accident or a moment of stupidity. It looked like premeditation. The kind of premeditation that makes the internet label someone a scammer before the police even do. Suddenly, the whole picture shifted. Chrisean wasn't simply caught in the crossfire. She was the target of the plot. The moment the story hit its first viral peak, the internet transformed into a digital battleground. People weren't just commenting anymore. They were investigating, interrogating, dragging, diagnosing, and theorizing like they had a master's degree in fraudulent relationships. TikTok detectives stitched the leak into 30-part sagas, each one more dramatic than the last. Twitter turned into a courtroom where everyone, Jackson, Others posted pictures of toddlers reaching for credit cards with captions like, "Chrisean's husband learning fraud at age 3. The internet showed zero mercy. No compassion. No hesitation." They clowned him like it was a national holiday. Screenshots of the alleged transactions got pasted onto SpongeBob scenes, Maury episodes, even Avengers fight posters. The disrespect was athletic. Meanwhile, celebrities who actually knew Chrisean started reacting in subtle ways, liking posts, unliking posts, dropping cryptic emojis. And when a celebrity drops an emoji without explanation, the internet treats it like a prophecy. A single pair of eyes emoji from a rapper turned into a full conspiracy thread. People broke down the psychological meaning of a side-eye emoji like they were decoding ancient hieroglyphics. They insisted the emoji meant he knew something, because social media users do not believe in coincidence. They believe in drama. But the wildest twist came when a bigger page released supposed audio of the husband talking about fast money. The clip wasn't even verified. But verification is irrelevant when the internet is hungry. The audio spread faster than a coupon code, ending up on every platform within minutes. People slowed it down, sped it up, remixed it with beats, and even turned it into motivational speeches. Some believed it instantly. Others said it sounded AI generated. But one thing was certain, nobody was giving him the benefit of the doubt. Chrisean's reaction only fueled the fire. She went live again, this time angrier, more emotional, and visibly exhausted. She said she felt betrayed. She said she trusted the wrong person. She said people were trying to ruin her life. Her voice cracked, her energy shook, and the internet could feel her frustration pouring through their screens. Supporters rallied behind her, telling her it wasn't her fault. Critics mocked her, claiming she ignored red flags. And trolls. Well, trolls did what trolls always do. Turned her pain into punchlines for retweets. Blueface saw her vulnerability and, in true Blueface fashion, turned it into content. He posted smug comments like he was auditioning for the role of Petty Ex of the Year. He made jokes implying he saw the scam coming from a mile away. He hinted that she never listens. He acted like he was the wise one in the situation, which only made the timeline scream louder. Because Blueface giving advice about healthy relationships is like a crocodile giving advice on vegetarian diets, reaction pages blasted the story to millions. Some called the husband manipulative. Some called Chrisean naive. Others simply said the situation was peak modern chaos. Even podcasters jumped in, squeezing the scandal into their episodes like it was breaking news from a presidential press conference. They debated loyalty, age gaps, maturity, and whether Chrisean should have known better. Every hour brought a new take. And not one of those takes made the situation calmer. What pushed the story into absolute insanity was when someone leaked alleged DMs of the husband asking, "Strangers online for business opportunities." That looked suspiciously fraudulent. Again, nothing confirmed, but confirmation is a luxury the internet does not require to run full speed into defamation. People claimed he'd been trying to scam long before meeting Chrisean. Others said he targeted her specifically because her fame made the fraud easier. Some even suggested he married her strategically. Like a low-budget mastermind plotting his breakthrough moment, fans of Chrisean organized digital interventions in her comment sections, begging her to leave him before things got worse. They wrote paragraphs, essays, dissertations about toxic relationships. Meanwhile, haters replied under those comments with laughing emojis like they were watching a sitcom. The clash between concern and comedy turned every post into a battleground of empathy versus entertainment. As chaos grew, small creators began posting deep dive videos titled things like "The Truth About Chrisean's Husband" or "This Scam Was Planned from Day One." They posted timelines, analyzed patterns, and pretended to be experts in financial crime. They broke the drama into seasons, episodes, arcs, recaps, and what to expect next predictions. It was reality TV without a network contract. A scandal with fan theories. A crime thriller with influencers doing voiceovers. Then came the twist nobody expected. Rumors that law enforcement might actually be paying attention. Not because of the leaked screenshots, but because online complaints had tripled. People were tagging authorities, reporting suspicious activity, and flooding official pages with links. When gossip reaches law enforcement visibility, even if nothing comes from it, the internet absolutely loses its mind. People acted like feds were about to rappel from helicopters into Chrisean's kitchen. They posted jokes about surveillance vans. They made memes with FBI agents analyzing her Instagram stories. The chaos was cinematic, but the darkest twist came from whispers that this wasn't the husband's first questionable situation, only the first one that went viral. People dug up old posts, old relationships, old allegations, anything to glue a narrative together. Screenshots of unrelated drama resurfaced and were suddenly labeled evidence. People insisted they knew he wasn't trustworthy from the moment he appeared. They rewrote history like they'd been warning her for years. The world didn't just turn against him, it turned into a mob chasing a villain. And Chrisean, caught in the center, looked more broken each time she spoke. She wasn't fighting an enemy. She was fighting a storyline that kept growing teeth. The scandal was mutating, expanding, consuming everything in its path. By the time the scandal hit its third day of trending, the damage was already overflowing. The situation had mutated so far beyond the original bank fraud allegations that Chrisean was fighting battles on 5 fronts at once. Her name was everywhere: blogs, podcasts, memes, group chats, Twitter spaces. Even church mothers were probably whispering about her during Sunday announcements. She wasn't just involved in drama. She was the drama, and willingly crowned the queen of a scandal she never auditioned for. The first sign of long-term trouble came when whispers started that a major brand wanted to review her contract. Nothing confirmed yet. But the internet doesn't wait for confirmation. People immediately interpreted it as they're dropping her. The timeline panicked. Fans begged brands to stay out of her personal business, while critics cheered like they were at a boxing match. Suddenly, her mistakes were being packaged as a marketing liability, as if her entire life had become one long press release gone wrong. Meanwhile, her husband was drowning in backlash. Every hour brought new accusations, new screenshots, new so-called receipts. People who never met him were suddenly experts on his character flaws. Old girlfriends popped up in comments sections. Random people claimed he owed them money. Trolls spread theories that he was running a secret team of teenage scammers and used Chrisean as their celebrity sponsor. Every outrageous accusation found an audience because at this point, people were addicted to the storyline. The betrayal changed the way fans looked at Chrisean too. For years, people joked that she loved the wrong people, but now the jokes had turned into concern. Genuine concern. Even the loudest trolls softened slightly, realizing she had walked into a setup so messy it made her relationship with Blueface look like a love story from a Disney remake. The internet agreed on only one thing: she had been played, manipulated, and ambushed by someone who didn't deserve access to her Wi-Fi, let alone her name on official. And she did. She began posting cryptic messages about peace, about self-worth, about letting go of toxic attachments. Fans took the hints immediately. She was cutting emotional ties in real time. The internet watched her grieve a relationship that betrayed her. And even those who usually laughed at her chaos finally admitted she didn't deserve this level of disrespect. The husband's silence became louder by the hour. The longer he refused to explain himself, the guiltier he looked. People accused him of hiding. They said he was waiting for the drama to die down. They said he was off somewhere planning another scam. Every theory made the situation heavier, and his refusal to address anything officially turned public perception into a guillotine hanging directly over his head. Eventually, commentary pages declared him canceled, which in internet terms means he will trend again the second he does something else stupid. But right now, his reputation was shredded. Anyone defending him was attacked immediately. Even his family members got dragged into the chaos. It was a digital witch hunt, and he was the newest target. The fallout also changed Chrisean's fans. They went from cheering her wildness to urging her to protect herself. They pleaded with her to stay single. They begged her not to let another man ruin her progress. They reminded her of her strength and her impact. It was the most wholesome the internet had been toward her in months. Probably because they saw a woman fighting battles she never asked for. And while the internet moved on to another scandal, the impact on Chrisean lingered. She had to rebuild trust in herself, recover from being blindsided, and distance her name from fraudulent mess she didn't create. She had to rebuild her public image while healing internally. The worst part? She had to do it in front of millions of people ready to judge every misstep. But if there's one thing the world knows about Chrisean Rock, it's that she's a survivor. She's walked away from chaos before. She's rebuilt herself from rubble. And this time, even though the betrayal cut deeper than usual, the internet could already see the comeback forming. Because scandals don't destroy her, they give her new eras, new fire, new storylines to flip into power. And somewhere in the background, as the smoke cleared and people questioned what comes next, a chilling truth lingered. If someone this close could set her up once, what else happened behind the scenes that hasn't leaked yet? The seeds of the next scandal were already planted. And if you made it all the way through this roller coaster of betrayal, chaos, and fraud so sloppy it could be used as a cautionary tale in a high school assembly, then congratulations, you officially have more emotional endurance than half the celebrities involved in this mess. Now do what real drama analysts do. Smash that like button like it owes you apology money. Drop a comment like you're filing a police statement. And subscribe before the next scandal kicks your timeline in the throat. Because let's be honest, this saga isn't ending. Today, it's the 19-year-old scam husband turning Chrisean's life into a crime documentary. Tomorrow, it'll be someone else getting exposed. Dragged, canceled, resurrected, and recanceled by lunchtime. Hollywood doesn't sleep, influencers don't think, and the internet doesn't forget. And lucky for you, celeb insanity doesn't miss a single meltdown. We're here when the tea spills, when screenshots drop, when careers wobble, and when exes sneak into the chat at the worst possible moment. So turn on notifications like you're activating a home security system after your neighbor gets robbed. Because the next plot twist is already brewing behind someone's messy Instagram story. Don't blink. Don't scroll away. Don't go silent like Chrisean's husband when receipts hit the timeline. Stay locked in with the only channel that breaks scandals faster than celebrities create them. This is Celeb Insanity, where drama isn't just content. It's a lifestyle, a sport, a full-time job we take more seriously than the scammers take their fake business plans. Hit subscribe, stay chaotic, and remember, in this world, the truth isn't just stranger than fiction. It's messy, louder, and way more entertaining.